Hello everybody, I'm the protagonist, and today we need to have a talk. I know that I have not yet uploaded the Bioshock Infinite video because that will be coming out on Tuesday and today is Sunday. That should not timestamp, but it should date this video at the time of recording. Yesterday, and I haven't been keeping up as much with the gaming news as I should have been, but yesterday the No uploaded a video talking about Rocksteady Games with their new Batman game, Batman Arkham Knight, I believe is the title of it. And it will have $50 to $60 purchase price, I believe, with a $40 season pass. That's a lot of money for a season pass. Season passes are typically $20 to $25 maybe, and I think they save you maybe 25% on the total cost of the DLC. Really not that advantageous if you want to look at it. You can just buy the DLC when you have the money and just not worry about it. It made me think on how the modern video game industry works, particularly in the United States. You essentially have two ways in which they make money. That's through paid content, or not two ways through which they make money, but two business models. These are the two types of games that you have. Your Star Wars, the Old Republic, your League of Legends, other games like that. These games typically have, I know, a bane to many gamers' existence. They typically feature microtransactions. You'll have to bear with me as I type. I really apologize for that, but I can't help how fast I type. You have these microtransactions, which are very much, I know a lot of gamers, I'm one of them, thinks these things are absolutely evil. For good reason. I mean, a lot of times free-to-play developers charge just ridiculous amounts of money, and a lot of times they make them unavoidable. These are seen in mobile games as well as mostly PC games, but still, they're seen a lot on this side. Candy Crush, I think it's Dungeon Keeper, Dungeon Master. It's a game that EA came out with. The point is that microtransactions are just rampant, and there's also another way that they get their money to cover whatever costs. And that's through these ridiculously priced DLCs. I've seen games, free-to-play games, that have had like $40 DLCs before for one pack. And you think, oh, well, that's a combination of the cheaper packs. No, some of them are. Like, I think there's one that's $100. And it turns out I was wrong. The most expensive DLC that I could get a hold of for a free-to-play game was not $100. Actually, this one does have a $100 DLC, but it was $200, and it's for all level 20 characters. It's for a game called Panzer, and it came out April 12, 2013 to mixed reviews. So, yeah, the free-to-play DLCs are the devil. Thank you. That's where we are right now. But anyway, so, and a lot of people think that these guys are just incredibly greedy, which sometimes that's the case. But a lot of times these developers, they're not AAA, they want to use these to cover their server costs. That's why some people don't have a problem with the microtransactions. It's when these become pay to win that this becomes a problem. So, with this, in check is not that bad of a model. Oh boy, then we get over here. Now, paid content these are mostly your AAA games, your AAA arcade titles, whatever. Let's look at the AAA aspect of it. They have three ways of making money. They have the base game, which we all know base games nowadays are typically $60. Sometimes if you pre-order them, they're a little cheaper. But most of the time, they're $60. Then you have your DLCs, of course, which is probably the most common way they make money. DLCs are a way for them to make money after they've made the game, basically. Which, okay, fine. Once again, as long as it's in check, it's not that bad. And then you have, way down here, you have microtransactions. And a lot of AAA gaming companies try to avoid these. Oh good, I did spell it correctly. So, these are not as common in AAA games as some people think they are, but I can think of three examples that have them. GTA 5 has them, Battlefield 4 and Battlefield Hardline have them, and so does Dragon Age Inquisition. I realize immediately you hear 3/4 of those games I listed were EA games. Well, let's just say EA's got its reputation for a reason. So, Inquisitions are to speed up time. On like, you can send out, apparently, I haven't played it either, but you can send out your, you can recruit people and send them out on missions, sort of like you could in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. And what that will allow you to do is you get resources and rewards and things of that nature. And they take like 18 real hours to complete some of them, but you can speed up the process through microtransactions. And yay, it's starting to sound like an iPhone game, right? Or an Android game. Remember that Dungeon Keeper thing I mentioned earlier? Weird EA game. So, and but that's just microtransactions. There's still the matter of DLCs, which, going back to the Rocksteady example earlier, really shows a problem. Now, DLCs can be divided into two categories. You have your expansion pack, or expansion packs rather, and you have your customization packs. I didn't do this ahead of time so that you guys couldn't read ahead, but and these guys can really be divided into further categories, but I'm just going to state what they are. Expansion packs are your story, map, location type related expansion packs, or story for like RPGs. Your customization packs are like your armor, weaponry textures, things of that nature. Really, your cheat packs are microtransactions as well, but we're away from that now. We're on DLCs. And these guys are usually lumped together in your season pass. Brush. So these guys usually are what make up your season pass. Sometimes they give out like exclusive season pass content that's really not worth it after you play the game for 20 minutes, but it gives you a nice little head start, I suppose. Now, talking about all this, as you can see, the paid content side, the AAA side of gaming, gets very convoluted very quick. It sounds like I'm attacking EA a lot as well. It's not just EA. Ubisoft's doing it really bad too. Looking at the game releases for Ubisoft in 2014, really hard to salvage the year of 2014 for them. They had Watch Dogs, which, well, we don't talk about that on the internet anymore. We have The Crew, which was a good idea, but wasn't executed very well. Also, the idea of a car MMO in which only 8 people can play in one world at the same time is not exactly what I would define as an MMO. But, you know, whatever. And then you have Far Cry 4, which is probably their saving grace from 2014, because that's the only good game I can think of that they might have released. And there was another game they came out with in 2014, which I can't even remember what they came out with. So, that should tell you something. But to the main argument, and I'm just sort of showing you all this so we can get to the main point of my argument. This is supposed to be a hobby for most people. 90% of all people who play video games don't make money off of it, especially not enough money to throw hundreds of dollars at a video game. Now, if you're an average gamer who has a lot of money, then this is not for you. But most of us are, just trying. We're just normal people. We don't have infinite supplies of money. We have a very finite amount of money, and we don't want. We have a lot of reservations of throwing $60 at a game, let alone, 110 at a game. One game, i.e. Black Ops 3. Because Black Ops 3 has a $60 buy-in, I imagine, and then a $50 season pass. I'm going to let that sink in for a minute. A $50 to $60 game, base game, and a $50 season pass. For the same crap you've been getting since Modern Warfare 2. I have no words. I really don't. That was probably a 10 to 15 second gap of just silence. I have no words other than greed. That's the only word that comes to mind, which I think really, when you start to look at this side of the spectrum, especially nowadays, that's really the only thing that comes out anymore. Now, well, actually. So, I mean, I really hate to say it. Like, I really do. I hate the fact that It's come to this in video games. But remember when video games didn't have DLC, they didn't have all this crap down here. This wasn't a thing. It was just this, and you went along your merry way. But now it's this, and they feel like they need all this, when if they just put all of this in here at the beginning, yeah, okay, the game takes longer, which is an argument I've heard. The game may take longer, but is it not worth to wait an extra 6-7 months for a game, and it'd be a much better experience than to get the game when you think it should come out, and then have to have them nickel and dime you to get all the content you should have had on day one? No, it's not worth it. I know that we're a society nowadays that loves instant gratification, but, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love instant gratification too, but I would prefer I be forced to wait and then enjoy it more because I waited and I feel like the experience is better because there's more content, than get the game when I want it and it be a pile of ass. I feel like Assassin's Creed Unity was really, really rushed, and you can tell it was really, really rushed. I feel like if they would have waited longer, gone over the game with a fine-tooth comb, made sure everything worked before getting the game out, and maybe made the game a little better along the way, it would have been a much better gaming experience. Oh, that was the other game that came out last year. Hey, look at that. I remembered what the fourth game was finally. Point is, guys, and it came day one with the season pass, but like, we pitched a fit when Evolve came out and it had day one DLC. A season pass is day one DLC, guys. I mean, seriously, stop and think about it. It's DLC that's available the day the game comes out. Now, granted, you don't get it all at once, but if you want to, you can buy it day one. Actually, you can buy it in pre-orders now. That should be a red flag. For me, it is. It's one of the reasons why I don't pre-order games anymore. Things are a lot better if we wait for them. I feel like if we would take a stand against these developers who are trying to charge us an arm and a limb for their product, we would have a much better experience. Anyway, so I'm not cursing the game developers. I'm just simply saying we should really watch what they're doing. Because this Rocksteady thing and the Treyarch thing, where they're charging so much money for the season pass, I think that woke a lot of us up. And this is something that I've been wanting to say for years now. But A, I have a YouTube channel now. And B, I feel like this is the appropriate time. This video will probably go up today or tomorrow, so Sunday or Monday. And then the Bioshock video will be here on Tuesday. If you like the content, which I hope you did, I hope you like what I had to say. If you're an EA fan or a Ubisoft fan, I'm sorry. You're not going to get a lot of fanfare from me about those guys. But if you like what I had to say, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know how you think I did. Negative or positive. I can take criticism, guys. But please like and subscribe if you liked it. If you didn't, hey, let me know what I did wrong. I'll try and fix it for the next time. Go check out Dirty and Big. Those guys, I know I know I'm a part of it, but they try. They really do. They just need a little step in the right direction. Leave me suggestions for games you want me to review for PC. I will review what you guys want me to review, so long as I've never played it before, because I'm trying to avoid a bias. But basically, guys, if you liked it, subscribe. If you didn't, let me know why you didn't like it. And I will see all you guys next time. Bye-bye.